Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Alex, and this is my channel Frank Fiction, where I talk about books and the book publishing industry. I previously made a video going over all of the books on my physical TBR, so today I'm going to be going over all the books on my digital TBR. Now, one thing that I'm very happy to say is there are fewer books on my digital TBR than on my physical TBR. If there weren't, I think I would be in even more trouble than I already am. I do have a Kindle, so all of the books are in my Amazon digital library, and I will be including a photo of the cover right here. Kicking it off, I have The Devil in the Dark Water by Stuart Turton, Howl's Moving Castle by Diana Wynne Jones, The Bone Witch by Ren Chiapeko, The Extraordinaries by T.J. Klune, Sisters of Sword and Song by Rebecca Ross, The Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde, Sentient by Jeff Lemire and Gabrielle Walta, A Winter's Promise by Crystal Davos, A Dirty Job by Christopher Moore, Lovecraft Country by Matt Ruff, God Bless You Mr. Rosewater by Kurt Vonnegut, The Sirens of Titan, also by Kurt Vonnegut, Hyperion by Dan Simmons, Children of Time by Adrian Tchaikovsky, The Girl in 6E by A.R. Torr, Red Rising by Pierce Brown, Axiom's End by Lindsay Ellis, Second Chance Angel by Casey Azole and Griffin Barber, The Library of the Unwritten by A.J. Hackworth, IQ 84 by Haruki Murakami, also the longest book I believe he's ever written, Sex, Drugs, and Tales of Wonder by Yanko Svetkov, Atlas Shrugged by Ayn Rand, All Systems Red by Martha Wells, Beyond the Black Door by A.M. Strickland, The Boatman's Daughter by Andy Davidson, Dracula by Bram Stoker, The Phantom of the Opera by Gaston Leroux, We Are Legion, We Are Bob by Dennis E. Taylor, Seed by Anya Alborn, Dark Matter by Blake Crouch, and arguably the book out of all of my digital TBR that I'm the most excited to read. I was a huge fan of Recursion, and I know a lot of people ended up loving Dark Matter, so I'm going to have to get to that sooner rather than later. The Fifth Science by Exurbia, Caliban's War by James S.A. Corey. I did read Leviathan Wakes, so this is the second book in the series. Six Stories by Matt Weslowski, Foundation by Isaac Asimov, I Let You Go by Claire McIntosh, Stormfront by Jim Butcher, The Night Tiger by Yangzi Chu, Norse Mythology by Neil Gaiman, and honestly, for as much of a Neil Gaiman fan as I am, it's amazing that I have not read this yet. Lock Every Door by Riley Sager, My Sister the Serial Killer by Oyenkin Braithwaite, The Keeper by T.F. Allen, The Silent Patient by Alex Michaelides. I'm not entirely sure how you pronounce their last name. The Power by Naomi Alderman, and I believe this book was described as The Handmaid's Tale, but if the roles were reversed and women were in power. Very cool. To Be Taught If Fortunate by Becky Chambers, who is one of my favorite authors. Big Bad by Christian Gallagher. Get in Trouble by Kelly Link. The Witch's Trinity by Erica Mailman. The Tommyknockers by Stephen King. The Woman in the Window by A.J. Finn. The Highland Witch by Susan Fletcher. Can you tell I like books about witches? I especially like them when it's spooky season. They're like the perfect kind of book. The Eyes of the Dragon by Stephen King. The Witching Hour by Anne Rice. I feel like I have to read that if I like books about witches, because my understanding is that's kind of a quintessential witch book. The Whisper Man by Alex North. The Witches of New York by Amy McKay. A Secret History of Witches by Louisa Morgan. The Rules of Magic by Alice Hoffman. The Chalk Man by C.J. Tudor. The Lies of Locke Lamora by Scott Lynch. Crime and Punishment by Dostoevsky. The Count of Monte Cristo by Alexander Dumas, The Invisible Man by H.G. Wells, The Enchanted by Renee Denfeld, Outlander by Diana Gabaldon, and I have never seen the TV show, so I would get to go into it completely blind. And lastly, I have Labor Day by Joyce Maynard. Now, I don't know if I have the ability to count correctly, but I believe that that was 64 books, which is still quite a lot. Maybe not as much as 198 physical books. Fortunately, I have plenty of books to choose from in my year of not buying any books, so we're gonna see how many of these that I can get through before my trip next year. If you spent this time with me, that's awesome. I hope to see you in the next video, and until then, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day or evening, that you all stay safe out there, and I'll see you next time.